beautiful, lovely little world. It's me, Queen Nightmare, and I'm going to do I think it's the 5th part. Oh, an ad's playing. I'm so sorry. Let me get out of it. Yay, I got out of it. Well, I'm going to do the 5th part of it was A Very Dreary Christmas. And, so, here it goes. A stick in one hand and a kiss in the other. Additional tags: mistletoe, order, Harry, ministry, official, Draco. Okay. This is weird. Okay. Harry fought down as he filled out the incident report for what started as a squabble about snow globes ended with 4 damaged storefronts, 2 destroyed carts, 15 minor injuries, and 3 significant injuries, and 1 old woman transfigured into a chicken. Last Harry knew, she was still in the spell damage ward, trying to peck people to death. Someone swept by, leaving the scent bergamot and cedar in their wake. That immediately made Harry look up. Draco headed to the head desk, a stack of papers in one hand and a long stick in the other. "Hey, Ron," Harry asked, setting down his pen. Ron flipped to the next page in the case file, frowning in thought. "Ron?" Harry asked again, wadding up a scrap of paper and flick it at his head. Ron, startled. "What? Why are you trying to scare me half to death?" "I tried asking," Harry said, and pointed down to at the end of their sea of cubicles to where Draco was talking to Roberts at his desk. "Why does Draco have a stick?" "I think it's an old broomstick." Harry gave him a look. "Yeah, but why?" Draco turned, and Harry could just make out a green and white sprig of something floating over his head. "Mistletoe?" Ron said. "Some bloke cursed it to hang over Malfoy's head until he's kissed." Harry frowned. "Why hasn't he got rid of it?" Ron shrugged. "Can't imagine he didn't try." "I think it was one of the Cursebreaker team that did it. They know their stuff." Draco braced his arms on Robert's desk, leaning over his perfectly tailored trousers, hugging his perfectly... "Are you listening to me, mate?" Ron prodded him in the arm. Harry blinked. "What?" Ron shook his head. "I can see it's the mistletoe you're concerned about." "I am. Why does he need a stick? It's a beating pole." "What?" Harry frowned. "First one to kiss Malfoy gets the lot." "He needed a stick?" Harry asked flatly, anger flaring into his gut. "Malfoy doesn't hit anyone with it. Just keep them at a distance. He's done a good job, too. It's been a week now," Ron said. "He needed a stick?" Harry repeated. "That's not funny, Ron. That's harassment." Ron's brow twisted into confusion. It's all in good fun. Just a prank. If it was me and the lads down at the pub, it was over at the end of the night. Then it would be all in good fun. Harry snapped, his hands curling into a fist. This is the entire department being assholes. Ron grimaced. More like half the ministry from what I've heard. Before Harry could ask more, he saw someone stand up from the corner of his rhyme. Leon, one of the newer auras, glanced around the room. His partner, Deacon, grinned and nudged him. Go on, he's distracted. Leon nodded and started edging up behind Draco. Harry's chair fell over as he stood and drew his wand. He hit Leon with a tripping jinx. As he walked forward, an Expelliarmus was sent, Leon's wand flying, and an Incorus bound his legs. Harry stood over the hapless idiot, trying to convince himself not to break his nose. Leon started to say before Harry silenced him with another well-placed spell. A weight pressed itself firmly in the centra of Harry's chest. He blinked, eyes focused on the stick, following it up to where Draco was holding the other end. He spared Harry a glance before looking around the room to make sure no one else was trying to ambush him. Harry pointed down at Leon. He was trying to sneak up on you. Draco looked at Leon and back up at Harry, studying him suspiciously. I wasn't going to. Harry felt himself start to blush and took a step back. Oh, I'm just going to go back to my desk. Wait, Draco said. Harry froze. It might as well be you. Draco lowered the stick, stepping on Leon as he closed the distance between them and grabbed the front of Harry's robes. Harry's breath caught in his chest. What? All thought left Harry's head as Draco kissed him. His lips were soft and warm. Draco smelled sweetly, and the bergamot and cedar, and Harry could feel his fingers curling into the fabric of his uniform. All sound seemed to fade into static, the world around him losing its focus. Hey! Ron grabbed his shoulder. Ron jumped, the world suddenly back to bright and loud. All around, other oars were cheering and are groaning or laughing, already starting to gossip. Draco was gone, and it's just the mistletoe you were concerned about, right? Yeah? Ron said, and Harry swallowed hard as 100 little things all seemed to connect into one very big nerve-wracking thing. A maybe liking Draco thing. Ron sighed and patted his shoulder. Robarts was yelling for you. Am I in trouble? I'm in trouble, aren't I? Harry said faintly. With Robarts, for certain. With Malfoy? Ron shrugged. I don't know. Guess you'll have to find out. He pushed Harry toward the front door. I'll finish the report. You do what you have to. Robert gave yelling a good go, but Harry was so distracted he didn't catch a word of it. He was probably a probationary patrols, or he would have do weekend training classes. Harry didn't care. Ron had already left by the time he got back to his desk. Harry collected his jacket only to be stopped by a short blonde witch with freckles across her nose. She put her hand on her hips with a frown. "You're the one." "The one what?" Harry asked with a sigh. Then she narrowed her eyes. "'Cause of you, I have to return everyone's money. It's a shitload of work. Next time, join the betting pool or leave it well alone." "Betting pool? You were the one running the betting pool?" Harry asked, straightening up. "Yeah." "The one harassing Draco?" Harry said. She stiffened. "Look, I just took the bets. I didn't curse him." "Do you know who did?" Harry asked. She glanced away. "No." "Then I'm going to turn you to the VR," Harry said. Her eyes widened. "I didn't." "I don't care," Harry said. She frowned and huffed, crossing her arms over her chest. "Cursebreaker Windershins," she said quickly. "Keep me well out of it." "Can anyone corroborate your claim?" Harry asked, grabbing his notebook and writing Windershin's name down. "His mate, Sam. I think he must have been there, seeing as he told just about everyone about it." She gave him a look. "Not you, apparently. I can see why." Harry didn't raise to the bait. Finishing writing down the names she had given him. "Your cooperation is appreciated. I'd avoid making any other betting pools in the future if I were you." She sniffed at him and stomped off with a muttering of "Here my ass." Harry went down to Wizard Resources, filled out forms, and gave formal statements, and emphasized his name a bit more than he was normally comfortable with, until he was certain Windershin would see at least some repercussions for his blatant misuse of magic. When he finally left the ministry, it was dark. He headed for the Leaky, getting a pint and sitting at one of the small round tables in the back of the bar. "Enjoying my winnings?" Draco said behind him. Harry jumped, beer spilling over the table. He turned in his seat towards Draco, managing a weak "No." Draco's eyebrows rose. "Feeling guilty, are we?" Harry shook his head. "I wasn't in the betting pool. I kind of ruined it. The witch running it, is giving the money back." Draco went very still. "Liar. You were right behind me. The Auror I stunned, he was trying to. I just don't want him to kiss you," Harry said, embarrassed. Draco stared at him. Harry stared back. "You weren't part of the betting?" Harry asked faintly. The tops of his cheeks flushed pretty pink. No. Do you want a chair?" Harry asked, hopefully, pulling out the chair in front of him. Draco stiffly drifted down into the chair. He clutched his knees with both hands. If you weren't part of the bet, what were you doing?" "Helping?" Harry tried. He grimaced. "I went a bit overboard. The woman who was running the betting pool told me who cursed you. I reported him, and I hope that's all right." "You were really trying to help me," Draco said numbly. WR better follow through, or Windershins is going to have mistletoe growing out of his nose. And I just assumed, and Harry just ran his hands through his hair. I just really, really didn't want him to kiss you, that you were in on it the whole time. Harry bit his lip, looking down at his hands. I'm kind of a jealous person. I'm sorry. Why? I quite liked the kiss, Harry said. The flush on Draco's cheeks darkened. Oh? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, Draco blurted out, pointing out. Harry looked up and saw a sprung of mistletoe floating above his head. I thought you had, Draco said weakly. Will you help me get rid of it, then? Draco pushed up the sleeves of his jacket, trying to find his words. Yes, I'll take it off right away. Harry grabbed his wrists. I was rather hoping you'd kiss me, actually. Draco froze. Only if you want to, of course, Harry added. Draco looked at Harry's hands around his wrist and tugged it free. Harry's face fell. Oh, Draco clumsily tangled his fingers together, squeezing Harry's hand. He leaned forward and brushed his lips over Harry's, slowly deepening the kiss. The mistletoe fell on Harry's head, making them both jump. Harry grinned as Draco tried to pull the plant out of the tangles of his hair. So, can I take you out to dinner? Draco smiled hesitantly. I'd like that very much. Oh my goodness. Oh no, this was the last part. I'm gonna cry. That's the last part, guys. No. I was quite liking that. Okay, guys. Well, I have to cut it here this short. Well, it's 18 minutes. Come on. Okay, guys. This is the last part of A Very Drarry Christmas. I hope you guys liked it. I really did. Okay, guys. Bye-bye.